Welcome back. I'm Cody, the Rad Retro Dad, and today I've got another pickups video for you. I've got a stack of games and some a console. We just recently went to FanX, and I'll show you guys what I picked up there as well. So let's get into it.
Come on, let's all go to the Rad Retro Show. Master of the Retroverse, he's the Rad Retro Dad. He's the Rad Retro Dad.
Alright guys, so FanX is like the Comic-Con of Salt Lake City. Matter of fact, it used to be called the Salt Lake Comic-Con, but I think the almighty San Diego Comic-Con got their way. Probably in the courtroom. And now it's called FanX. Either way, it's the biggest con in Utah. We'll go over the stuff I got there first. I took my kids, and they just loved it. They had a blast, and it was their first time going to a big, like, Comic-Con convention type of thing. And they got some cool stuff, but when I'm looking around the vendor booths, I kind of have, like, something in mind. And what I like to do is, I'm a collector of comic books as well as video games. And so, a lot of my collection is signed comic books. And the way that I do that is by getting my books signed at Comic-Con or just buying books there that are already signed. And so I'm going to show you what I got. First, I've got Alien number 2 Variant Edition. And this is the Andy Braz variant cover. And this is super cool. And I'm a big fan of Alien. Also got Spider-Man. So I try to get as many Spider-Man signed as I can. And this one is signed by Colleen Doran. Really nice cover. But she's the illustrator of this book. And then I got a couple Star Wars ones. I've got Mace Windu, number 2. This is not a variant cover, but it is signed by both, and I hopefully I don't slaughter this guy's name. It's Georges Ginty and Dexter Vines. Both signed this one for me, and I've got a small collection of Star Wars comic books, and so this is cool to have. Also, one of my favorite, not Jedis, Ahsoka Tano. Number 1 Variant Edition, and it is signed by Georges Ginty as well. So, really cool. Sorry, I get a better look. And then I got another one signed by Dexter Vines. It's a Batman and Superman one. I just thought it was cool, so I bought it, and it was fairly cheap. It was like $10. And the other thing that I've started to do is I've started to collect local Utah comic creators. I like supporting local for one, but it's been kind of fun, and there's some really interesting stuff that I have found over the years, and I'm starting to get quite a large collection of local Utah comic creators. And so this first one is Soulmancer, Land of the Fallen Sun, and pretty cool. And there's the names of the guys that created this comic book. Super cool. And then to flip it around, I've got this one was made by Rachel Everett, and it is 13 light years away. I haven't read it yet, but she signed it for me, and she actually gave this to us. She was just giving these out for free, so I thought that was pretty cool of her. And she also had it's called the Manderfield Devil graphic novel. And this is like a murder mystery that happens in like a small town, I think. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to. It looks super interesting, and that's why I bought it. But yeah, again, local comic creator. And again, her name is Rachel Allen Everett. All right. So let's see. Let's got something hiding back here. So anytime I go to a con of some sort, a convention, I always look for Masters of the Universe. And I got to admit, there was not many options there. But I did find an Evelyn Funko Pop that I thought was pretty cool. And and I don't have very much Evelyn in my Masters of the Universe collection. So that was pretty cool. I'm going to add that to my collection. It'll go up in my game room as a decoration. And then this, I thought, was the coolest thing that I bought. It's a skate deck that's a FanX skate deck. So when I went up to their booth, I was just going up there to look at the t-shirts. You just kind of do that when you're there. And they had this skate deck, and it says, they came from the Great Salt Lake, and this right here is a giant brine shrimp. If you don't know what a brine shrimp is, I don't know if you guys all remember sea monkeys. I don't know if they still sell them, but I remember having sea monkeys in the 90s, and the sea monkeys are just brine shrimp. And there's a huge population of brine shrimp in the Great Salt Lake. So I thought this was pretty awesome. And so here it is. This is a full view of it. I haven't unwrapped it yet, and I'm probably not. I'm just gonna keep this and hang it on my wall. I'm not gonna skate it. And it's got the pink. I've got a couple skate decks in my collection. I've got another one that's signed by the creator of Tetris, and I actually won that one. I've shown it off in another video, but maybe I'll do that another time. So really cool. Got this skate deck. It's gonna hang on the wall in my game room, be in the background of my videos or something. It's pretty awesome. All right, let's see. Let's just dig in here. So I got a PlayStation. I'm not sure if these are called Slim or Super Slim, but these are like the tiny ones. And this is actually my favorite PlayStation 2. This is so cool, and it's silver. And I know that they're not super rare, but I've never had a silver one before. So I'll give you kind of a view of it. It's a little scratched up on top. It needs a little bit of work. And there's the bottom of it. But it did come with a memory card, an official Sony memory card, and it came with the silver controller as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. And there's a new PlayStation 2 mod out that's like super easy. You just buy a memory card that has like a SD card slot on it, and then there's another one that like hacks it. You just plug it in, turn it on, and it basically just hacks your system. So I'm probably gonna do that with this and give that a try. And if I do, I'll do a video on it. But this is gonna go into my personal collection because I love these like super slim PlayStation 2s, and to have a silver one is pretty cool. I know there's rarer ones out there, but I really like this silver one. All right. Also at the convention, I actually did pick up a few Game Boy Advance games, and the reason I did is this booth was practically giving them away. They were like, I think I got these for like $3 a piece, and I just thought it was fun, and so I was going through it, and I actually found a few games that I liked, and one that my son made me buy. But I'm a huge Metal Slug fan. Metal Slug is my favorite game on the Neo Geo, and it's my favorite arcade game, I think, of all time. Any of those games, they all kind of play the similar, and I just love the run and gun feel of them. So if you haven't played Metal Slug, give Metal Slug a try. And then we got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Underground 2. And I've played a few of the Tony Hawk games on the Game Boy Advance, and I think this is probably one of the better ones. And it didn't have like full voiced songs, but it did have like, if I remember right, it had like the Ramones on there or something, and It's pretty cool. I'm gonna plug it in and test it and see if it works. And then we got Harry Potter. My son wanted me to get Harry Potter. But I mean, we got those for like $3 a piece. So I just grabbed a few, and it was like 3 for $10 or something. So I just grabbed a few of those. All right. And now I've got some PSP games, and these all came from a thrift store. Whenever I see PSP, I pick them up. You just don't see PSP out in the wild very often. And I found a whole stack of them, which was kind of cool. So we got, and there's nothing, like I said, there's nothing really crazy in here. Hot Shots Golf. This is a great game on the PSP. And it kind of brought that crazy Hot Shots Golf console experience to the handheld. It's a great game. Puzzle Quest, I haven't played it, but I mean, it's like kind of like a Bejeweled type of game. World Series Poker. Again, I haven't played it, but I don't know. It was there, and these were super cheap, like $1 a piece or something. And then we got SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs. This is probably the best one that came out of the bunch. This is a great game, and I'm a fan of the SOCOM series. I think they were some of the best shooters. It's a third-person shooter. It's not a first-person shooter that was on like the PlayStation 2. I think that these were like the best shooters some of the best shooters on the PlayStation 2. And then I found some PSP ones that I hadn't seen in a while. And I don't know if y'all remember, but they released movies on the PSP, and they released a ton of them actually. They're UMD videos, and you just pop them in, and they're just on a disc. And so we got Without a Paddle. I got The Sisterhood. I've never seen this movie. I think it's like a witch movie or something. And then we got Ultraviolet, and this was like based on a comic book, I think, back in the early 2000s. Anyways, I thought that was interesting. 3 movies and 4 games for the PSP. So that's pretty cool. I don't really collect for the PSP. I usually resell them. The PSP isn't as nostalgic to me as other systems, and you can't collect everything, unless you're like those crazy people on YouTube that collect everything. Then that's pretty rad. I think it's cool that like some people's game rooms are like a huge video game museum. So I'm a fan of preserving video games, and I think those people, props to them. It's not my way of collecting, but I think it's totally rad. And so, anyways, PSP, super cool to find, and I've got a fat stack of Wii games here, and I kind of pick up Wii games when I see them, because I mean, you can get these dirt cheap. These came from like thrift stores and maybe a couple yard sales that I've hit recently, but I love buying Wii games because, for one, I do sell a lot of Wii consoles. The Wii is still like beloved. It may actually be one of, or maybe even the most beloved Nintendo console of all time. It's crazy how much content was created for that system, and people love them. And I sell them all the time, about $100 a pop for a complete with about 6 games. And it's like, oh, I want to buy this system and show my kids. They're going to love it. They get to experience the Wii. Everybody wants their kids to experience the Wii. And it was a system that you could sit down and it was a unique experience. And so let me show you what I got. We got Zumba Fitness 2. And, it's not that cool of a game, but it's a dancing game, and kids love dancing games. We got Iron Chef America. I don't know. I mean, it looks like from the back it's like, you cut up the fish and you have to prepare the meal. I don't know. I've never played it. probably not gonna ever play it. And then I grabbed these two because when I sell a Nintendo Wii, it's usually because people are buying them for their kids. And so to have like these early learning games, the system it had a ton of like games made for like little kids. So I picked these up and I'll throw them in the bunch. I'll throw a couple of them in there so that the kids, the young kids, have something to play as well. And again, here's another one. It's a coloring journey. It's like it's a Crayola. It's probably I don't know what it's like, but it's kind of a 3D game where they go around and color stuff and color pictures. So again, I always throw these in for little kids. And then it was movie games they plagued this system, and we all know how good movie games are. I haven't played a lot of these games, but these games right here, and this is the Family Game Night, and this is a Mr. Potato Head edition of it. So he's like the mascot of it, but it's like a bunch of board games. And these, if you see these, pick them up. People love these games. It's like a collection of, like, this one has Yahtzee, Sorry, Jenga, Connect 4, Operation, Battleship, and the list goes on. I mean, it just has a ton of them, and this is a 2-in-1 game. So people love these board games. And again, another one for the kids. Just looks like a pet hamster one or something. I don't know exactly what this is, but there it is. And so some of my favorite types of games to play on the Nintendo Wii are fishing games. You know, I grew up fishing with my dad, and I love to fish. And these fishing games, a lot of these fishing games on the Wii are super fun. And Sega Bass Fishing, this is like the king of fishing arcade games. This is a fantastic game and a super good find. This is probably going to go into my personal collection. It's a little rough around the edges, but I think I can clean it up a bit. But it's got some damage, water damage and whatnot. But you know, it's gonna go in my personal collection, and I do find these every now and then. I'll replace it with a better one once I find it. But great, and the best game, in my opinion, on the entire Wii is a fishing game called Fishing Resort. Good luck finding it, but if you do, it is a fantastic experience. You travel around to different locations on this island, and you catch all kinds of different fish. And not only do you catch them, but you get to collect them into like a giant aquarium. And so anytime you catch a new type of fish, it appears in the aquarium. It keeps record of all your fish. Like if you break a record on your fish or a new personal best or whatever, it is a fantastic game. Fishing Resort. All right, and then I got some sports titles. And I usually don't buy sports games, but sports games were a different type of game on the Nintendo Wii. And they like integrated a lot of interaction into them, and the motion control just allowed them to do it. And the Wii Remote is one of my favorite controllers, and I still use it today. I mean, I did a light gun video. It's going to be over here at the end. You can watch it. You can use them on your computer and all kinds of stuff. You can use them as a mouse pointer. I mean, it's crazy what those controllers can still do today. Winter Sports. This is a cool game. My kids liked it. It does bobsledding and skiing, and I think their favorite was like bobsledding and snowboarding and skiing. The rest of the games are just kind of like whatever. They had the Madden games on the Wii, but they were called the All Play. So this is Madden 09 All Play, and it allowed you to like use motion controls to like throw the ball on different things. I don't know. I've never really been a fan of football games, video games, but people like these ones, and they buy them up pretty quick. And if there's a second favorite type of game on the Wii, it would be golf. And they released a whole bunch of Tiger Woods golf games on the Wii, but I actually think that the golf on the Wii Sports is still like the best one of them all. When Nintendo developed it and they made the controls precise and easy to use, and they weren't like going for some realistic golf simulation, it was just fun. Alright, and then I got Guilty Party. This was a Disney game that's kind of like a murder mystery. I heard it's fun. I haven't played it. And Power Rangers. A lot of people are very nostalgic for Power Rangers. I kind of missed the Power Ranger thing. I was a little older when they came out, and it was pretty... And to me, it was kind of cheesy. But a lot of people love Power Rangers. Kind of a fun little cool game was Wii Music. And I think it was a bit underrated. You kind of used your remote to like direct music and to direct like a choir or a orchestra or whatever, and it was pretty fun. And another kind of underrated game on the Wii is the Michael Jackson Experience. Say what you will about Michael Jackson, but this game was really cool, and it's a little hard to find. It's kind of like a dance game. It's pretty fun. And then last, another movie one, Rio. Okay, guys, until next time, remember, stay rad and stay retro.